Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to look at how you can build a Nighthaunt warband with the Thorns of the Briar Queen. In the latest Tome of Champions 2021, all of the warbands from the previous seasons, so that is Diachasm and before, were all given rules inside, which is awesome because all of these warbands have very specific playstyles built around the models in the box sets and are a great way to get into Warcry with a relatively cheap cost. Now in this video we're going to go through, talk about the Thorns of the Briar Queen and everything that you can build and get from that box set and what they will do on the tabletop. We'll then take a look at some other units we can bring in to fill out to give us a 1000 renown warband roster at the end of the video. With all of that said, let's get cracking on and let's talk about the Thorns of the Briar Queen. So the Thorns of the Briar Queen are obviously a Nighthaunt warband, as you might have guessed by all the ghosts in the picture here, and they are led by the Briar Queen herself. She's pretty solid with a 3-9 ranged attack at 2 attacks, strength 3, 2-5 on the damage. She also does a little bit of damage in combat. She's 200 points, and her big thing really is her triple Howling Vortex, where she gets to pick an enemy fighter within 9 inch of this fighter and roll a number of dice equal to the value of its ability. For each 4+, allocate 3 damage points to that fighter. In addition, for each 4+, subtract 1 from the move characteristic of that fighter until the end of the round. That is an incredibly powerful ability. Getting like a 5 or a 6 or even a 3 or 4 on that to do, potentially 3 to 12 damage could be like incredibly powerful. And also the movement penalties is massive in a game like Warcry where every move matters. Now she has a toughness of 5, which is really nice as well, and 22 wounds, making her pretty decent in, not getting stuck down or killed too quickly. Now she's joined by 2 named minions, which are Varclaw the Cruel. This is the one with the mask and the little lantern there. He's got 3 attacks in close combat with 3 for his strength, 2-4 on his damage, 16 wounds and a toughness of 4, which is pretty solid. We then also have the Everhanged as well, which also is going to have a 3 attacks at strength 3, 1-4 on the damage, 4 for its toughness, but only 10 wounds on the Everhanged. You can see the Everhanged at the back there. It's the one getting forever hanged. We then also get to these other 4 models, and they are all just universal Thorns of the Briar Queen Chain Rasp. They're like in all Chain Rasps, they are minions and got all the same keywords for them and all the same icons. The difference here is that they're 1-3 on the damage rather than 1-2 on the damage, as would be a normal Chain Rasp. So you're paying an extra 10 points for each one of these over the others. You could quite easily, if you want and you're trying to save some points and find it, use these as a regular Chain Rasp if you're needing to find a few more points in your warband. It should be mentioned as well that due to the Thorns of the Briar Queen Chain Rasp and the other 2 fighters all being minions, they will get access to the Chilling Horde double as well, which is a Nighthaunt generic one. A fighter can use this ability only if there is a visible friendly fighter with a minion rune mark within 3 inches of them. You add 1 to the attacks and strength characteristic of attack action made by this fighter until the end of their activation. So effectively, they work really nice in groups. With that all said, let's check out some other ones we can use to expand upon this starting warband. And so, Nighthaunt have a variety of very useful second hero options, which I think is really where you start looking. You've definitely got some bodies on the table with your 6 different Chain Rasp and fighter options, and you've got a good leader with some really good universal damage and utility abilities on her. Now, let's have a look at some of the character options. All of these will fit in. The only one that wouldn't fit in the 1000 point renown on top of the Thorns of the Briar Queen is the Lord Executioner. You would need to drop a couple of the Chain Rasp from the Thorns of the Briar Queen to regular Chain Rasp, but you can easily work with all the same models. And so the Tomb Banshee, she's got some cool abilities. First of all, she's going to be able to use Spectral Summon, which any Nighthaunt leader can use. Pick a friendly fighter that has been taken down. You set that fighter up once more on the battlefield, wholly within 3 inch of this fighter. Really good for just continuing to get your minions back on the table. You've generally not got the strongest of minions, so this is really useful for just keeping you going. Now, she doesn't have any sort of other major abilities other than that. The Tomb Banshee, she's got some other things she can really do with the Destroyer ability and Rune Mark on her. This is going to allow her to do Frightful Touch, where until the end of the fighter's activation, count each hit from the attack action made by them as a critical instead, which can definitely up her potential on the tabletop. She's not too bad with a 1-4 on her damage and 2-5 on her ranged attack at 3-9 range. 2 attacks for both of them and strength of 3. So potentially, counting everything as a crit there, strength 3 means you're mostly always going to be on 5s for a lot of things in the game, but you've got some 4s in there as well. So you can definitely do a little bit of damage. The Cairn Wraith is next. I think he's a really nice option. He's got a couple of different abilities he can make use of thanks to the elite rune mark on him. Toughness 5 and 22 wounds, 3 attacks at strength of 4, and 2-5 of his damage makes him one of the harder hitting, sort of cheaper hero options you have. Thanks to his elite one, he's going to have a couple of abilities. First of all, the double for soul marked prey, where you can pick a visible enemy fighter within 3 inches of this fighter and with 1 or more damage points allocated to them. Until the end of the battle round, add 1 to the strength characteristic of attack actions made by friendly fighters that target this fighter. Fighter cannot be picked as a target for this ability more than once per round. So effectively, he's marking someone for death. He also has a cool quad called Reap Like Corn, where you can allocate a number of damage points equal to the value of this ability to all visible enemy fighters within 3 inches. So great for clearing out your opponent's minions. We then have the Guardian of Souls, and where he really comes into it is he's going to have his Unholy Light, triple, remove up to 1 damage point allocated to each friendly fighter within 6 inches of this, which is pretty cool. So just like a nice little triple to do some healing around him is really nice. Other than that, he's got his leader stuff as well, which is really cool. The other one I really like is the Lord Executioner. This is just going straight out for a damage dealing unit option. The Lord Executioner, he's got 3-6 on his damage, 2 attacks, strength 5, 25 wounds, and a toughness of 5. He just packs a bit of a punch. It definitely, if you can get something like an onslaught on him when he's got 2 attack rows, so he can go from 4 to 6 attacks over the course of an entire round, definitely is useful. Rampage is really good for a quad on him as well for a free attack round and bonus move. He's then got he can use the normal double ability for Beheading Strike, where he adds half the value of his ability, rounding up to the damage point allocated by critical hits from the next action that have a range of 3 or less, which is really, really nice. So he's going to have a couple of cool things he can do, which is really nice. And just pack out a ton of damage, mostly, is really what his big thing is going to all be about with that brute rune mark word on him. But with that all said, let's take a look at some other minions, and let's take a look at a warband we put together so we can show you how to put this all together and build a warband. And so this is the warband. It is pretty simple here. The Briar Queen, and we've gone for the Cairn Wraith. I think he's just got some cool abilities. We've got the Briar Queen to potentially do, some mass damage with her special ability, and then the Cairn Wraith, Reap Like Corn, sort of goes nicely alongside her. This will mean that we're able to use the Chain Rasp as Thorns of the Briar Queen Chain Rasp for that 1-3 damage instead. Then we've got Varclaw and the Everhanged in there. You could straight up swap that Cairn Wraith for either the Tomb Banshee or the Guardian of Souls, if that's what you wish to do, or drop 1 or 2 of your Briar Queen Chain Rasp to regular Chain Rasp, and you would be able to fit your Lord Executioner in there as well. All of them very solid options for the Nighthaunt. I think this is a fun warband that's got some real nice abilities. You can sort of, if your opponent keeps something straying out too far, you try and get the Briar Queen to use their ability, neg their movement, and then sort of go hit them with a ton of your Chain Rasp, swarm them, and make sure you're getting that Chilling Horde double off as well to go do some damage with your Chain Rasp for some extra attacks in there, which is really nice. But if you have been playing Nighthaunt in Warcry, and especially if you've tried out the Thorns of the Briar Queen, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. Love to hear from everyone. Well, that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. And lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either via Patreon or YouTube members, and both of those are linked again down in the video's description. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, I'd like to give a shout out to them all. So a special thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Dynet226 and Derek. And a special shout out to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Locklorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Ariana Airwoods, and Sean Scott. Lastly, a special thanks, first of all, to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing Discord server background work for us. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.